In an episode already sparking controversy, British political figure Nick Tenconi has taken matters into his own hands. He travelled to Calais, in northern France, to confront those attempting to cross illegally into the United Kingdom. The port city of Calais has become a critical flashpoint in the ongoing migration crisis affecting Western Europe, with thousands of people waiting for a chance to cross the English Channel. While many political leaders have pledged to resolve this situation, few have taken direct action on the ground. Tenconi, however, chose to break that pattern. With a no-nonsense approach, he entered areas known to be controlled by irregular migrant groups, aiming to send a clear message: the UK can no longer sustain the pressure of uncontrolled immigration. Tenconi walked through makeshift settlements, where, calmly but resolutely, he confronted several men whom he claimed had bypassed the legal asylum system in pursuit of illegal entry into Britain. His message was unequivocal: Britain will no longer be a destination for those who break immigration laws. In his view, they must face the consequences. For Tenconi, this was not a symbolic act, but a decisive step in defense of his principles. As the leader of a growing political movement focused on sovereignty and national security, he argues that border control is essential to safeguarding the well-being of the British people. Footage from the visit captures not only the tension on the ground but also the conviction of those who feel their concerns have long been ignored. While some choose to debate from the comfort of Westminster, Tenconi opted to take action, even outside British territory, to highlight the scale of the migration issue. In this video, we'll break down the details of this highly unusual encounter and examine the impact it could have on the UK's border control debate. But first, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to stay updated with more in-depth analysis. During his visit, Tenconi approached a group of men and asked a blunt question: "You're heading to England, aren't you?" With his team filming, he warned, "This footage will be sent to the British government. When you arrive, they'll already know who you are. You are not welcome." In a firm tone, he accused them of collaborating with human trafficking networks and organizations that, he claimed, facilitate these actions. He also questioned the absence of women and children, remarking, "We told you refugees. So where are your families?" Tenconi voiced his skepticism. To him, these men did not appear to be genuine refugees, but rather economic migrants, guided by smugglers and, as he put it, communist-aligned groups. He warned them, "You're not getting across. Not this time." When he noticed that some of them spoke English, he asked them to state their country of origin. They remained silent. "You're planning to enter illegally. If not, show your passports," he demanded. One of the men reacted aggressively. Tenconi replied, "I'm a British citizen defending my country. The French and British governments have failed us." He tried to engage some of the migrants in conversation, but claimed others stopped them from speaking. "They are not even allowed to talk," he said. He repeatedly asked where they were from, but received no clear answers. And then he posed a final, provocative question: "If you're fleeing war, why did you leave your wives and children behind?" This is a farce. Tenconi emphasized that France is a safe country and said he could not understand why they refused to stay there if they were truly seeking protection. He ended the encounter with a stark warning: "Your faces are all on record. This ends now. It's over." And he concluded by stating that no one had been able to prove their legal status or right to asylum, something he said only reinforced the narrative he promotes. In other news, British MP Lee Anderson expressed his strong indignation following a heated debate in Parliament concerning the use of the burqa in the United Kingdom. The discussion was sparked when fellow MP Sarah Pochin posed a direct question to the Prime Minister: "Would your government consider banning the full face veil, as countries like France, Belgium, and the Netherlands have already done?" Pochin's intervention aimed to open a broader conversation about the balance between individual freedoms and shared cultural values within British society. However, the Prime Minister's response was vague and non-committal, something Anderson was quick to criticize. Visibly frustrated, Anderson stated, "It feels like we're giving our country away, bit by bit. Every day we surrender more ground in the name of political correctness, while ignoring what the majority of Britons really think." The MP launched a scathing critique of what he described as a lack of political courage, adding that many in Westminster appear to live in a bubble, out of touch with the real concerns of everyday citizens. In his view, there is a growing disconnect between Parliament and the public, particularly when it comes to cultural identity, immigration, and integration. Pochin's question drew immediate backlash from the opposition benches, where several MPs voiced their disapproval, accusing both her and Anderson of fueling divisive rhetoric. Anderson, however, dismissed these reactions as an attempt to shut down a legitimate debate about national security, social cohesion, and meaningful integration. In Anderson's own words, if someone walks through British streets completely covered in a burqa, is that really integration? I don't believe so. Integration must be a two-way process, not a total surrender of our own culture. He also raised concerns about the increasing number of immigrants who, according to him, make no effort to learn English or adapt to the basic norms of British life. This isn't just about legality, it's about respect. Respect for our laws, our customs, and our democratic values, he asserted. Anderson warned that what we are witnessing is part of a much larger issue, a deep-rooted failure of integration affecting both legal immigrants and those who have entered the country irregularly. Without a clear and coherent national identity policy, he argued, the UK risks becoming socially and culturally fragmented. To support his claims, he cited a poll published by The Express in which 96% of respondents said they supported banning the burqa in public spaces. For Anderson, this figure reflects the voice of a silent majority, too afraid to speak out for fear of being labeled. We are losing our national identity, day by day. And if we don't act soon, there may be no going back, he concluded firmly. What do you think about all this? Should the UK take stronger action on migration and integration? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more updates on British current affairs. We'll see you in the next video.